Salutations guys, Shadow Speakerman here. Welcome to the second part of the definitive Skibidi toilet iceberg, where we go into the obscure and lesser known entries that remain in the final 4 layers of this huge iceberg. I will finish the iceberg in this video, and then shortly after, I will post the previously mentioned full episode where I take from Mr. Boom's style of video making by combining the part 1 and part 2 of this iceberg and putting them into one full video. And just like Mr. Boom does, I will include bonus material in this full episode. This bonus material will consist of entries I found intriguing enough to add to the iceberg myself, and also for a fun twist to involve you viewers, I will be including some entries that you guys suggest in the comments. So type your entry in the comments, and if it gets chosen, I will personally shout out your comment and channel name. But before we get into the video, please like and subscribe to help me and this channel, and to speed up the time between videos. Now with all of that being said, let's get into the 5th layer of this iceberg. Layer 5, bottom of the iceberg. This is where the entries start to get really obscure. Skibidi toilet death count. As of season 24, there have been over 700 deaths in the Skibidi toilet series. The original Skibidi toilet. The original Skibidi toilet appeared in episode 1 of this series. His head model is that of Male 07. However, he appeared next in episode 4 where he led the Skibidi toilets to the dining hall. And while the appearance of the Male 07 is the default head model for the Skibidi toilets, we have no proof on whether the very first Skibidi toilet is alive or not. Skibidi Toilet Church. The Skibidi Toilet Church is an area in which multiple Skibidi toilets grouped up in episode 10 to hear what the angel Skibidi had to say. However, the Skibidi Toilet Church has been abolished after its invasion by the cameramen. Skibidi Toilet Characters and Character.ai. This entry describes the many fictional AI conversations you can have on Character.ai with numerous Skibidi toilet characters like Plunger, TV Woman, and even G-Man. Blue Gray, Demand. Demand is a music video made by Blue Gray / Mr. Boom, which represented his mental decline due to the demanding nature of his environment and situation. The music video is probably mentioned on this iceberg because once everybody realized that there were cameraman and a TV man in this, they all considered this to be the secret Skibidi toilet episode since it was deleted. However, this music video came out a year before Skibidi toilet and was simply a passion project by Mr. Boom. The music video is well made and animated and has a ton of deeper meaning in subjects such as his disdain for his country and the danger of a self-neglecting work situation. Microwave Man. The Microwave Man is a character from a troll leak that Mr. Boom posted. He is literally just a basic man model with a microwave for a head. This is the end of the 5th layer / bottom of the iceberg. Let's get straight into the next one. Layer 6 / the Abyss. These entries are Skibidi toilet lore analysis level, so you probably won't know most of them. Skibidi toilet anatomy. The anatomy of a Skibidi toilet is a mysterious concept which has had many fans puzzled for a long time. There have been no indications on the anatomy outside of what you can normally see in a head. Humans are nearly extinct. With the rise of the Skibidi toilets and the introduction of the hardware heads, the presence of humans in Skibidi toilet is incredibly small. This could be due to the possible extinction event of every single human has either turned into a Skibidi toilet or an alliance member. However, there is still the squad we saw in episode 73, but we have not seen anything recently regarding them either. TV men may be traitors. This is a common theory of almost every single analysis channel. The theory in question states that the TV men may betray the Alliance, as we see them barely participating and even avoiding battles throughout the series. However, it is unclear if anything will ever come of this. Early episodes take place in Ohio. According to the descriptions of the early episodes, we could see the descriptions saying toilet in Ohio. So yeah, they do take place in Ohio. Computer men theory. This theory tells how there may be a 4th hardware-based race. This race would be the computer men, as there have been many hints leading towards them throughout the series. However, I find the introduction of a new race to be not likely, as the current roster is way too balanced to cleanly add a new race this late in the series. There are over 130 different Skibidi toilet species. With how huge this series is, it is no surprise that there are tons of different and unique Skibidi toilet types in the show. From Skibidi toilet policemen to the mutant hybrids, These are just a couple of the many races in this huge series. Exploding toilets. This entry describes the many kamikaze Skibidi toilets that sacrifice their lives to damage the Alliance in any way they can. The 7 theory. This theory is a noticeable detail of episodes involving the number 7. These episodes in question are always super important to the plot, however in this entry specifically, it is mentioning the episodes that end with 7 are usually the most important, such as episode 47 where we saw the jumping of Titan TV Man and the introduction of Secret Agent, and episode 57 where we had the disinfection of Titan Speakerman. Then finally we have episode 67, which was the Titan versus Scientist mech fight and the return of Titan TV Man. Now episode 77 is coming out, and we will have to see if it matches these previous episodes' standards. Skibidi Toilet Mobile Game Short. I did a ton of research on this, and either this is just the previously mentioned Skibidi Toilets attack game, or this is talking about some of those advertisements you can get, which is a clickbait Skibidi Toilet mobile game ad, which usually doesn't lead to the game advertised. The mobile game that is usually displayed in these clickbait ads is the Toilets Attack mobile game. Skibidi Toilet Lost Media. Skibidi Toilet has had a large amount of lost content over its lifespan. From deleted mobile games to forgotten fan series, there is a ton of content that has unfortunately been lost over time. This is the end of Layer 6/The Abyss, so on to the next layer. Layer 7/The Unknown. These entries are only known by a very small amount of dedicated fans. Skibidi Toilet R34. Bootleg Skibidi Toilet mobile games. This entry is confusing as all mobile games are technically not official, which makes them bootleg. So in this entry I will just go over the many low quality mobile games. So first we have this stupid Skibidi Toilet fake call game where you can totally call the real Skibidi Toilet from Ohio. Second, we have a Skibidi Toilet puzzle game, which is just like every other puzzle game, but obviously the characters replaced with a Skibidi Toilet. And finally we have a stupid horror game where you get chased by a stupid looking Skibidi Toilet. So those are just a few of the many poorly made Skibidi Toilet mobile games. If you want something Skibidi Toilet related to play on your mobile device, just play Toilets Attack. It's really one of the only good ones. Skibidi Toilet X The Amazing Digital Circus. I'm not sure what this is directly referencing to, as both Skibidi Toilet and The Amazing Digital Circus have never had any crossovers to my knowledge. So potentially this entry is mentioning how there have been many fan-made videos in which both Skibidi Toilet and Amazing Digital Circus are the main characters, or potentially this is mentioning something that will appear later in this iceberg. Unknown Skibidi Toilets. This entry means one of two things. First, this entry represents the many unknown Skibidi Toilets that most people don't realize exist, as they are just background characters that didn't get much in-depth coverage. Or second, this entry represents the many Skibidi Toilets that have an unknown status. These toilets include the Breaking Bad toilets, the Micro Skibidi toilets, and even currently, the Titan Cameraman. The normal Skibidi toilets are extinct. This was a common theory that stated that we had not seen normal Skibidi toilets in a long time, so everybody just assumed that they had died out. However, this was proven wrong in episode 73, where we see 3 stupid and dumb normal Skibidi toilets try to confront Titan TV Man in his enraged state. Easter egg characters from early episodes. Although characters like Plunger and Dark Speakerman have somewhat standoutish introductions, we can actually see them as background characters in the early episodes, which really adds to the rewatching experience. Non-combat toilets. There are many Skibidi toilets who are not specialized in combat. These toilets include Scientist toilets, normal Skibidi toilets, and Carrier Skibidi toilets. Brown Skibidi Toilet. Congratulations, this is the 100th entry. So anyway, the Brown Skibidi Toilet is a special toilet that appeared in episode 15 and 27. What makes this Skibidi so special? He is special because he is black. But anyway, Skibidi Cat. This entry could again mean one of two things. First, this could be referring to the Skibidi cat that briefly appeared in episode 16 along the Scientist. Or second, this entry could be referring to the Skibidi cat series made by TV Titan 2010, where all Skibidi toilets are replaced by cats. Semi-giant Skibidi toilet. The semi-giant Skibidi toilet is a Skibidi that appears to be slightly smaller than the average giant Skibidi toilet. So far, they've only had a total of 2 appearances, which are in episode 51 and 53. Slime Cat. Slime Cat is another content trend chaser that primarily targets children. They make animations on anything that slightly gains traction. I'm not sure why this animation channel is this low on the iceberg, but here they are, I guess. Swastika appears in the Skibidi toilet basin old episode 67 part 4. This entry describes how in Skibidi toilet, one of their flags is similar to the swastika. However, there are many other symbols that this symbol resembles, so it is not at all a direct link. Baba Booey. Baba Booey is the phrase that is labeled on the remote detonation device used to kill many Skibidis in episode 15. Hanging water tank Skibidi toilet. This toilet is a stupid Skibidi toilet that defies logic by somehow suspending his extended water tank in midair. He appeared in episode 25 and was victimized by the Speakerman. Many people theorize that he is the first Astro because his stupid floating water tank has its own static warp levitator. I'm just kidding. Spider-Man is still alive. I don't really know what this could be directly mentioning, so if you guys have any idea, please put it in the comments. Grandfather Skibidi toilet is the scientist. This was a common theory way back where people theorized that the grandfather Skibidi in episode 4 and 14 was the scientist. They aren't, but a lot of people for some reason thought they were. This is the end of the 7th layer / the unknown. Now it is time to get into the final layer. Layer 8 or bottom of the sea.
You have no idea what's coming.
ASTL or the Anti-Skibidi Toilet Legion. The Anti-Skibidi Toilet Legion is everything that the Skibidi toilet fanbase is against. It is a community made by Parlo, who is a popular YouTuber. The irony in the situation is that Parlo was heavily against the rampant degenerate community known as the UTTP. And while that community has died down quite a bit, many members have simply relocated to the cover of the ASTL for their illegal degeneracy. So in simple terms, Parlo recreated the very thing he sought to destroy. But to talk about the community itself, their main Discord server is filled with degenerate cockroaches that are obsessed with PC backwards and doxing people. A YouTuber friend of mine, Just Naomi, has made multiple videos explaining the situation of the Anti-Skibidi Toilet Legion. So I suggest that if you want to know more about this topic, you should watch her videos about it. Skibidi Toilet is made for mind control towards children. That is right, Skibidi Toilet is mind control for children by the government, so the next generation will be overflowing with brain rot, and we will be easy to enslave. Just conspiratorial people overreacting about things they hate. Skibidi Toilet Multiverse is canon to the original series. The Skibidi Toilet Multiverse made an Easter egg cameo in episode 74, where when the POV approaches the Titan G-Man blueprints, he knocks a clock, a drill, and pencils off the table aggressively. The objects are obviously referencing the various main races introduced in the Multiverse series, so that's pretty cool. Skibidi Toilet will end in 2024. Skibidi Toilet was popularly believed to be ending around episode 70 when the series had ended an era of the series. But with the introduction of the Astros and G-Man still being a threat, Skibidi Toilet continued better than ever. So Skibidi Toilet will not end in 2024 as the Astro arc has a ton in store for us. Skibidi Toilet is based on a true story. This entry describes how the original Skibidi Toilet was inspired by a vivid, reoccurring nightmare that Mr. Boom was having. So yes, Skibidi Toilet is based on something from a true dream story. Skibidi Toilet is 1984. This entry describes how many people have found that the Skibidi Toilet series uses a large number of motifs that were used in 1984, especially with concepts such as mass surveillance. Creekcraft is Mr. Boom. This entry is false as Creekcraft is elite cameraman. However, Stakestad is Mr. Boom if you were wanting to know. Guy on Newspaper. The guy on Newspaper in episode 70 where Pludger enters the lore room. We can see a newspaper which shows the secret agent becoming the administrator of Alpha Hills Labs. This will probably have major lore implications later in the series, so make sure to remember this. Skibidi. This entry represents how the Skibidi Toilets use the Greek language for their written language. The Alliance's real origins. We eagerly wait to find out the origins of the Alliance, from the supposed gateway that was opened in the flashback of episode 73 to all hardware heads being cyborgs. Hopefully all will be explained soon in the series. Skibidi Toilet is a metaphor for the Iraq War. Some people have theorized how Skibidi Toilet could be a metaphor for the Iraq War, how the Skibidi Toilets represent the invading Americans for their resources and bombing their cities, while the cameraman represent the Iraq army that is constantly trying to trample their enemies and not really winning that much. But this is just what people have theorized. And now this is the end of the 8th layer, and in turn, this is also the end of the second part of this iceberg. I hope you enjoyed the second part of the definitive Skibidi Toilet iceberg. As I said at the beginning of the video, make sure to comment what topic you want to see in the full episode of the iceberg, as I will be picking some comments to shout out for their topic ideas. But as for the full episode of the iceberg, it should come out sooner than this one, so make sure to watch it when it comes out, as I will be adding over 20 bonus topics along with some of you guys' bonus topics as well. But before I end the video, please make sure to like and subscribe, as it greatly helps me in this channel. So with that being said, this has been Shadow Speakerman. Peace.